Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is what, March? Oh my goodness, I am not prepared for this. Yeah, I knew it. March 17th, it is 8:31 a.m. on the dot. It's a beautiful morning in New York City, Bronx, New York City. Of course, I'm recorded on my what's this, Chromebook. So I don't know if the sound sounds different from when I record on my phone. Just let me know if you hear anything. But I would like to say welcome to everyone. Welcome to the shout out to the replay gang. You have the best seat in the house. Shout out to the bush watchers and shout out to the podcast listeners. Shout out to everyone that's listening near and far. I hope everyone is having a great start to their Friday morning, or if you're in a different part of the world, night, however you know, just started your day. I hope it's been a productive day or will be a productive day. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for listening. Today's episode is, Freestyle Friday. I haven't been live in a couple of days, so I decided to come live this morning and wake up the early birds and just sit there and politic, and we'll talk about anything we want to talk about. I do have a few things that I wanted to discuss about this live and about this channel and about my commentary in a direction I want to take it in. And I would like to know if my supporters, my community of supporters, who are willing just to have a conversation about how we could just improve the channel and take it in a different direction, totally from what we're familiar with. So that's one thing I would like to say. I would like to discuss different topics, different things I've been seeing in the YouTube, on the YouTube streets, so to speak. Not like just what we're used to. And you can introduce me to people that you follow, and I can maybe introduce you to some people that I follow. So I just hope Lasagna's in the building. Good morning, Lasagna. How are you? Can you hear me well? I'm on my Chromebook. Uh, um, I'm filming from there, so I don't know if the sound is okay. But we'll get through this live. This is just, I didn't even, I don't know, monetize this live yet. So I'm gonna try to monetize it after I get off live. I'm not gonna be here long, but I'm here to talk to my people and just engage in the art of conversation, which is always best. And the thing is, like, I'm just so glad Lasagna is in here. Detroit is in the building. Detroit represent. Yeah, Detroit is in the building. Let's go, Detroit. BMF. You know, back during the time when Detroit was up and running, it was a. I'm not gonna say it's not. It was regarded in high regards as a beautiful state, and that's when most people didn't have a problem with, I guess, like finding jobs. But every state, every town, every country, every part of the world have their setbacks. Good morning, Cassandra. You can hear me. Thank you, Lasagna. Cassandra is in the building this morning. So I wanted to just have this live so it could be lighthearted. It could be fun. It could get intense. We'll crank the temperature up as we go along. I know that I have built my foundation, built my base from the sector that I left, and I don't have no regrets. I will never have regrets about leaving a sector or feel bad about leaving a sector or just have no worries about doing what I do, because nobody can control me or stop me or tell me how to move. We don't conform over here. We are non-conformists. We don't follow other people's rules. We don't follow other people orders. We just do what we do. We talk about what we want to talk about and who we want to talk about, but I really don't want to talk about that sector. I mean, if someone bring their name up, I'll be polite and I'll just engage with it, but I won't have a live saying that I'm here to speak about such and such, right? So I feel like my genuine supporters would know that, okay, well, Bronx don't talk about it. And, she said we still can talk about it. It's like, okay, we still talk about it. Do we go back or do we move forward? Oh, Lasagna said, yes, Detroit is full of opportunities. However, the crime is bad now. Yeah, I was just trying to I don't know, Lasagna. It's like, I like to get to know my supporters and my community. So I was like, let me go look up Detroit. And I knew about Detroit, home of Motown. It has great history there in Motown. So that's how I would like to identify and connect my supporters and my, like, brave hearts and eagle eyes to something that is familiar with me. Lasagna is a Gemini from Detroit. She have said things about herself that I should remember because she's been with me since day one. But yeah, Coco Love is in the building. Long time no see, Coco Love. How are you this morning? Coco Love is in the building. I like Coco Love because when she listens to me, she drives on her way out. She be in her car, just, on the road, listening to me. And that's what makes me want to go and move forward with just different content and broad perspective of different things. And it's like a podcast. You don't have to be tuning in, to be listening to the same thing. So I feel like this platform, my commentary is a variety of things where we could talk about blended. We're going to definitely talk about relationships. That's what we're going to like circle this channel around. That's what it's going to be based around. And and mainly it will be based around relationship talks based on our experiences. Virgo H-Town. Oh yeah, you a Virgo H-Town. Cassandra is in the building. She is a Virgo H-Town. H-Town in the building. Let me see. Coco Love, I haven't been able to catch you. That's okay, Coco. You here now. When you catch me, you catch me. I know it's better when a show is live and it has a different sound to it. Like it's live, it's a different feel, it's a different vibe. So I understand like catching a live. It sounds different, but I do replays also, just because I like the person. Good morning, Bronx and Chat. This is Coco 47 in the building. I see a lot of people are coming that I haven't seen in a while. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Bronx and Chat. Chocolate said, good morning, Bronx and Chat. Working, but saying hello, happy Friday, have a good day. Thank you, Chocolate. Have a great day. Oh, look at Lasagna. Yes, my grandfather played in a band for Motown. Oh, that was sweet. See how he died before I got to meet him. That is so sad. Wait, let me Chocolate. Oh, and I hit the like button. Thank you, Chocolate, for hitting the like button. Yeah, so I like everyone, just a bit of us. With me getting to know my community and my audience, it's a method to my madness because I feel like my audience, my supporters, they already have an idea of how I run my content, give my content, give my commentary, run my platform. They know that I am open-minded and that I can speak about different levels of subjects and topics with all due to respect with the person we speaking about it with. But they do know that I will get sidetracked, not even sidetracked, and put a person in a place because they deserve to be put in their place, So, and with my audience and with my supporters, I just want to let y'all know that I'm coming to you and I'm asking for your full support so we can move further in the atmosphere. Because there's no need for us just to stay at one place. And you can move all around YouTube. I have been doing some research, doing some studying, brushing up on my English skills, trying to articulate much better, just so my audience can have a better listening experience and it be pleasurable, So let me see. Good morning, Laverne. Look at, oh my goodness, everyone is coming here that I haven't seen in the morning time. So, and I would like to talk about different people, relationships, and my experiences and hear your experiences. I would like to talk about entertainment and music and just hot, trending, popular topics. We spin it around in an unconventional way. We give it in a way where people really will sit back and think like, oh, I like her perspective on that. I can open up to different perspectives. And that's where I want to teach or even like share with my audience. So and I don't have a mod because I don't think I need a mod yet. We are respectful in here, but in due time, I'll get a mod, but not right now. It's no need for me to have a mod. I think everyone that comes by and listen and support the channel. We play like I feel like we all play an important role because I could get to know my chat. I know where everybody's staying at in the chat. So thank you to the chat for your participation and just supporting the show. So let's just I wanted to start off by saying, I wanted to talk about, yes, that sounds good. We get to share. We used to get to share our experience and relationship and help each other. Yes. And there are going to be times where we speak about things where we don't agree with, but we respectfully agree and push back on each other because everyone is different. Everyone have a different perspective. I have a totally different insight and perspective on relationships that may not like suit the needs of others. And it seemed like kind of like weird or strange or like radical or extreme. No, we're not that over here. We're not extremists. We're not radicals over here. We're not that. We have much more sense. We have open minds. We're logical and we're reasonable. So with that being said, I wanted to talk about something. I just hope everyone is following me and they have a safe trip and having a safe morning. Have your coffee, your Dunkin'. I drink Dunkin'. I drink midnight. Listen, this is what I need y'all for. I need my audience to support me. I have visions for bigger and better things. I have visions to just like take over the world and my world. And they say you shouldn't tell everybody everything, but my audience and my community know where I'm going with this, right? So like I see people, they just doing shit to do shit. I'm not on here to just do shit to do shit. Of course, it's about the money, but integrity comes along with it. Responsibility comes along with it. Logic comes along with it. I just don't do things just to do things. It's not a cult over here. We're not a cult. We're not forming a cult. We will never form a cult over here. Sorry, if I can help it, right? So like, I know that my audience are sophisticated women and men, and possibly we'll get the young girls and young guys in here. 21 and up, 25 and up is good for me. We don't need to, corrupt 18-year-old minds and they become 18 and think they're like a 40-year-old and running 18-year-old girls away from it because, But what I'm saying is like, so I'll sit there and shout out like Dunkin' Donuts because when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I have a midnight, that's dark roast, and I'll put like 2 shots of French vanilla in my coffee. And if y'all want to share how you take your coffee or tea, that's what we do. That's what the morning time is supposed to do. We get it warmed up and we warming it up. And I also would like to just work my way in a way where I can be, seen as a professional and at least try to get a decent sponsor while I talk about or promote or just whatever. I need my audience to support that, so if you drink coffee, if you drink a certain type of tea, if you like a certain type of name brand, because we love fashion over here too. So we showing people that we are different. Okay, we are different, and I'm going to prove that, and I need my audience to help me, right? The brave hearts, the eagle eyes. I think when we get up to a certain part and we grow, we just wouldn't use the brave hearts or eagle eyes so much because we're professional now, okay? We're not a cult. So listen, I don't know if y'all know this girl. Wait, I'm just going to kick off with this one. Her name, I don't know if y'all listen to her because I know a lot of people on here, they listen to different French vanilla on deck. Oh, do you get it unsweetened or sweetened? No, French vanilla is sweetened. I usually get unsweetened vanilla, but now I'm starting to get a large coffee midnight with 2 shots of French vanilla, cold foam. And sometimes I leave the cold foam out because and I take almond milk steam. That's how I take my coffee, guys. And that's the thing. It's like when you in here, you listening, and when I do want to give a giveaway, it'll be like trivia questions about the hosts, just to see if, in the chat, to see if we all are united. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I can drink almost any. Wait, look at Lasagna. I can drink almost any kind of coffee except gas station. Really? Sound like a true Gemini. So I don't know if y'all know this lady. She's a young lady on here. She has a channel. Her name is Real Talk with Yanni. That's spelled YANIE. And I follow her. I'm subscribed to her and I listen to her because she talks about hot trending topics too. She talk about a variety of topics. And some of the things that she say, I was like, well, I know that's not how I'm like how you say it, like that's not my formula. That's not my format on my platform. Like I feel like I can listen to her perspective. I can listen to her insights. You know, she's a nice looking woman. Not does that matter. It shouldn't matter how she looked, but you know, she's a decent woman and she has a large following. She got over 200,000 subscribers, right? And she talked about a variety of things. But like now I came across her post because over here we brave. We're bold. I'm not afraid to type her name in the like at her, but it's not necessary. So I'm just going to read her post and tell you guys, if you haven't checked her out, haven't heard her commentary, go check her out. It's called Real Talk with Yanni. So I listened to her for the thing. I don't know if she blocked me because I like push back on her a lot for the simple fact that I feel like when us as Black people in the Black community box us in, put us in a box, it's like, I feel like that's a form of prejudice, a form of discrimination. I feel like that's like bigoted, you know, like you putting us in a box. Like they have Jerry Springer topics like, oh, Black women crying because they don't have a man. Like I don't see no Black woman crying because they don't have a man. Like it's just about a mindset with commentators and commentary and platforms. It's just about a mindset. Good morning, Burgundy Eyes. Burgundy Eyes is in the building. It's just about a mindset or a mentality I feel one should have when they come forward and try to reach a certain amount of people and try to relate to people. You know, if you look all over YouTube and people talk about one particular thing, it just goes off the rails. You know, I know that the Black community faces many issues, but I would not get up here and talk about a baby mama culture. I don't talk like that. I don't discuss stuff like that. You know, you don't have to be married to have a child. I don't follow the rules of the law when it comes to society norms. That's why people can tell me honestly and boldly, Bronx girl, you are weird. And I take that. I have just embraced it when I came to YouTube. I have never been called weird. I've been called crazy. Like my homegirls were like, girl, you crazy, you funny, you just do whatever. But on YouTube, I didn't know I was weird until I came to YouTube. And that's just honestly speaking. So I had to just take a step back and say, am I weird? Okay, thank you. I never forget a subscriber when I had the other page wrote me a letter. We was talking and she was really nice in what she's saying and how she saw me. She said, you know, even though you are eccentric, and we know what that means, weird, or, you know, different words to describe weird. She said, you are eccentric, you have talent. And, you know, that's when Bronx Girl page was up and running. People supported. They emailed telling me if they liked the show or what I should talk about. And I embraced that, right? I embraced that. And I'm going to embrace it moving forward. So like Real Talk with Yanni, which is a beautiful woman who has a large following. I'm not ready to be attacked by her following. She has a large following. So she posted and another, she shared someone else's post, and it was her page. I don't know. I'm gonna let me see if let me subscribe right now because we talk about everything. We we push back. Good morning, Purpose Driven. How are you? Thank you for coming to the chat, Purpose Driven. We all have our community of supporters in here. Purpose Driven is a very witty and wise woman. She spread light in here. She gives beautiful like encouragement, words of support, words of encouragement. Lasagna, she's here. She's like my eyes. She'll let me know if I'm wrong and let me know, no, Bronx, that's not accurate, or she'll nudge me in the right direction without like calling me out. We all have our, I guess, positions on this growing platform. So listen, so oh my gosh, wait, let me see. Okay, because I put a comment in. Yeah, I know. Okay, so here go the post without further ado. She tagged some news media, Sky News Australia. And this is from Unbiased and Unbossed, but Real Talk with Yanni shared this post. She said, Sky News Australia called Angela Bassett petulant child, right? Where is the outrage from Black women? Why do Black women always have to be painted with what is the word? Someone help me. My wordsmith, a broad stroke, right? Isn't that the word? Where is the outrage from Black women? Nowhere to be found. But if she had called Beyonce a petulant child, Black women would be rallying, protesting, and publicly calling her out. That's a lie. My last two posts on Beyonce taught me a lot about Black women in this space. Really. Black American women. You see the bigotry, not the bigotry, excuse me, the discrimination in that, the prejudice in that, the condescending undertones in this post. And we are supposed to think that Black people have unity and discernment. Black American women support and uplift everyone in our image except us. We are the dysfunction in the community. I would not call Black women a dysfunction in the community. This is a woman who's willing to probably submit to her husband if she have this type of mindset and mentality. Like, let me finish. We are the dysfunction in the community. Sky News owed Mrs. Angela Bassett an apology and a retraction. That is very, very bold of her. Good morning, Good morning, Sharmel Adams. Thank you for coming by. How you doing, Sharmel? Sharmel is in the building, and I know Sharmel be here. She's a supporter. She said, I have supported you since day one. I'm not mistaken, Sharmel. Are you a Rod supporter? Because I feel like when people come in here and tell me they Rod supporters, I fall back a little bit. I fell back because I'm not going to call Rod supporters a cult, following no more because of Sharmel, because she followed Roz, and I don't want her to be tied up in that type of language, such as this woman having all sorts of undertones where we can see right through you, right? You yourself are admitting that you may have a disdain or you may even have dislike for Black women, right? When I was younger, it wasn't like me being the one saying, oh, I hate Black women. No, right? I was a child that did not say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag because I didn't believe in a statement. Okay? Right. We're always, wait, here we go. Thank you, Cassandra. We're always seen as aggressive and loud when that's not true. It's not true. A lot of my coworkers are Caucasian. They are loud and aggressive. But when I do it, I can't look. No, and that's a label they want to try to put on us to disable us and dismantle us from having such a confident and an air of confidence and a powerful being, right? It's just, I feel like when people use those type of words against women, like Black women or even white women, right? Because we already know that white women have their tendencies and they share their women too, right? Women, Black women, we all have our different cultures. We all culturally different. But we all have our similarities. White women are catty, Black women are catty, Asian women are catty, West Indian women are catty. We all have our similarities, right? We can point out certain differences, but when it comes to this, painting Black women with a broad stroke, or she's aggressive, or she's loud, or she's masculine, or she's this, because we have been hated, right? We weren't even treated as human beings. Women didn't even have rights. And shout out to Women's Month. Today's Women's Month, right? International Women's Month. That should be taken into account for, right? We have extremists on each side of the spectrum. In each group, we have radical extremists, far right Republicans. We have far right leftists. We have far right, what they call it, whatever it may be. But now it's coming to a thing where people are scared to remind people this woman, unbiased and unbossed, that women didn't have rights. Women was not ever thought of as being human or logical or smart or intelligent. We were thought of beneath everyone else. But that's okay for women to forget their history. And that's why I'm doing a justice to my chat, my supporters, my community, to research and have facts on facts. Cassandra's right. When a Black woman is loud or even having fun or even joking or even just sharing a joke or sharing her experience, she's labeled, right? But when someone else do it, they all demure and subtle and passionate. No, Black women get labeled aggressive and other races get labeled passionate. What's the difference? Okay, so I responded, and maybe my response was I had to check. I was like, maybe Maybe I could have wrote it a little better because I don't want to sound like her. So I wrote, all black women are not weak. Or, well, and that because she started off with black women, right? You just saying black women are weak because we didn't jump up in the seconds of time to defend Angela Bassett. I said we don't have to protest words that don't have no effect. The fact you compare Angela Bassett and Beyonce is a problem in of itself. People have been shredding Beyonce since she was a child. These are the facts, right? Beyonce have been put through the ringer since she was a child. 16 years old, they had nasty things to say about her. Until now, Beyonce don't jump out there and respond to everything. Her Beehive, yeah, they are a powerful group, right? If you say something about Beyonce, I'm not a fan like a Beehive, but I was a fan. Beyonce just lost a little bit of her touch as she got older, and that's okay. But I still listen to her music from her first album to her probably, I don't know. Not this last album, not the album before that. Probably Lemonade was when I stopped listening to her. I'm not going to even lie. She just don't I don't know, do it for me no more. I love seeing her. I love seeing her grow into a mother and a wife, right? So it's like, why is it that you compare Beyonce to Angela Bassett? Angela Bassett is a known national figure, but Beyonce is international. Beyonce is a powerful force. Naturally, I'm not saying this right, that her fans, her Beehive get up there and swarm anyone's chat if they saying something they don't like. But for you to compare two women of two different backgrounds, of two different, two different careers. Angela Bassett and Beyonce don't have no similarities when it comes to this entertainment. Yes, they do. Beyonce's an actor too. She acted. Angela Bassett is an actor. We regarded as a great black actress. We love her work. If she was moping and crying on TV because she didn't get an award, then she is a petulant child. Call it for what it is. If Angela Bassett, because I didn't see the response, I don't even think she would do nothing like that. I don't even think she's bothered by that. I feel like, people want to give awards like Oscars, like she does. Why do she deserve it and the other person don't? She have plenty of awards. I'm just saying, when people start to give the feedback or commentary or content on us as a woman, especially black women, and they give their insight and perspective, you start to question their beliefs and ideology. That's what I did with her post. Comparing Beyonce to Angela Bassett, and then at the end she said, Angela Bassett is owed an apology and a retraction because she called a petulant child. No, that's just weakness that you are exhibiting. And that brings me to my point. A lot of people want to stroke us with that broad stick again and saying, well, all women are emotional. They're not logical. They're not, men, right? And now people like this are proven that they hate intelligent women, men, right? A certain type of man, which you may call him an alpha male, AKA the fake ass, the imitation of a macho man, Sigma male, they label themselves, but label women also. They could say, oh, I'm an alpha male, right? Some new shit that just took place. Sigma male, right? All those labels to make a woman feel beneath them. That's all I'm saying is women was not thought of as being intelligent. Women was not thought of as being logical. Women were not thought of as being reasonable. So there were women that paved the way for us women today. And that was the women's suffrage movement, I believe. And I'm not trying to I'm going to do a lot of study on that. And I'm only saying that because that's when feminism started. And if people knew how feminism started, then they wouldn't have these gripes. Of course, there are people that pollute feminism and their message doesn't align with others. But to say what she said, that's not something that a person that came this far to make it so we can have a voice such as myself, talking on a podcast, talking to the world, right? I just think it's a disservice when women don't know they beating another, woman down, right? You're not aware, you're not self-aware. It's just the fact that you compared um, Beyonce to Angela Bassett, and it's the fact that you said that she owed Angela Bassett, an apology and a retraction. That's something that Angela Bassett would do herself. That's all I'm saying. And I just feel like women, we as women, they talking about, we come so far, we have come so far. Like, if you really understand the beauty of a woman, because I have my pushback on women too, the ones that I've known, the people that I've experienced, the ones that I've got to know. I love women. I'm a girl's girl. I just don't like be around everyone. Everyone needs a friend, right? Women are competitive. That's a good thing. But when it becomes like fighting for a man and fighting for the biggest butt or the longest hair, stupid shit, right? That's stupid. When a woman fight over a man, that's dumb. I mean, have I fought over men before? If someone disrespected me in front of the man I was with, yeah, I stepped to them. That was like in my 20s and my 30s. I don't even have the mentality or even the love to fight for no man. Like, I wouldn't even put myself in that situation at all. Like, I wouldn't even argue with you about a man at all. I'm like, listen, do what you got to do. If you think you could get him, have him, take him. If it's that easy, right? That's my response to that. Not to get off a topic, I'm just saying, like, this is Women's Month, International Month, and it should be celebrated. A lot of people are scared to just come forward and pay homage to the ones before us, right? Because now it's a thing where we are getting like persecuted for having a voice, and that's not right. Okay, so, and then another thing is, and that's just some of the things that I would like to speak about, and the topics I would like to bring up and discuss, and if that suits you, if that interests you, let me know in the comments if we could talk about stuff like that, topics like that, discussions like that. And I know a lot of people are not going to get used to this new platform, and that's okay. I can move forward either way. I lose some, I win some. I'm not even pimping out my platform like I can and should, but that will come. Okay. That will come. And another thing is I wanted to talk about relationships. There's a lot of new shit, new language, new labels that have been given to us. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is Jerry Springer shit. Like, so I'll see interesting. I love different topics. Thank you, Lasagna. Yeah, I like different topics also. I want to just talk about relationship and people. I feel like with relationships, and I want to, oh gosh, like people have this idea and this mentality that if a relationship don't work out, or like someone said, I don't know, let me see. What she said, oh my gosh. People are just so crazy, like in their nature and their thinking. Like, I mean, you don't take this stuff too seriously about the shit people post, but you know that they posting and you know that they are talking in circles around you. I just feel like with this post that I'm about to pull up, about people saying that they don't take advice from no one that don't have a relationship. That's stupid. The same people that say they wouldn't take advice from someone else, that's not in a relationship, is the same people that listen to Kevin Samuels, and he was a horrible, disgusting, despicable man that degraded and devalued and demeaned women. Right? Y'all forgot about that? Like, this man started and left behind a bunch of lost men that has nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. He died before the age of 60, shamelessly. Like, I would be embarrassed if, that was my husband and he died. I'm just talking about in particular with Kevin Samuels, where you promoting men's health and you telling men to do better, and you died before you were 60 years old. Okay. Here we go. This is Danya. This is how you know her mentality is like short-circuited, and she has a like short and a narrow mindset. I hope all of these non-man having women don't start giving relationship advice. Everyone wants to be relationship experts now, and all they have is failed relationships. And this is what I'm talking about, women that don't know any better. Like, just because a woman is not in a relationship, that don't mean that she can't share her experiences. Just because a woman is not in married. Hey, Original Lou, how you doing? Original Lou is in the building. Just because a woman is not married or in a relationship, that does not mean it's failed. Everything don't work out and nothing is guaranteed, right? You yourself has taken advice from Kevin Samuels, a man that wasn't married, an undercover homosexual, allegedly, a man that dressed like he was feminine to the degree. I heard a video he made. I mean, he was doing a live and a woman called in and she was saying how she bought her man a gift. And this sick man was questioning the gift the woman bought for her man. She said, I bought him a Tumi bag, I think. And if you know Tumi is very elegant and nice and decent and expensive. I think it was a bag for his work. He said, how much did you pay for that? She said, I paid $600 for a gift just because it wasn't an occasion. She bought him a gift. And this sick man, demented man, Kevin Samuels, who talk about and spew nothing but nonsense and rhetoric, he told her that $600 gift ain't shit, right? That's something a hoe would say. Like, that's something a female would say, right? Why do you have those type of thoughts and you are telling men how to dress? You are telling men how to think, right? But the same women that talk like this get their ideologies and beliefs from people that don't have stable, decent, healthy relationships. Okay? I also like different topics in this sector. Some of these topics on YouTube go round and round for 2 years. I'm not talking about one person for 2 years. I'm not waiting for the person to drop any information or find out any information. I'm not doing none of that. I just know how to talk about a variety of things in a respectful way. And I am basing my platform about relationships. It's unconventional. I don't conform. I'm a nonconformist. I'm a free spirit. I am happy to say that. You know, I'm very happy to say that. Well, purpose driven. Kevin died with a woman by his side. I was surprised I didn't hear much of him. The way he downgrade woman was enough to make me not watch. Exactly. Who watching him? He was so feminine. He was he was a lesbian. Okay, he can be mistaken for a lesbian. Do you think the person? I'm coming back to you, Lasagna, but I wanted to finish purpose driven. He died, allegedly, supposedly, by a woman on his side, a younger woman, right? That means that he probably was doing something he's not supposed to. You can't keep up with a young woman. You died with a woman next to your side, but you're telling your followers, your whatever flock to go after young women, but you're a 60-year-old, close to a 60-year-old man, and you died allegedly in the presence of a woman. That's crazy. Some of these women was posting he was a good man. Yeah, right. Those are the women with low self-esteem. Those are the women. I even heard him say, if you want your man to love you, you have to act like a dog and be subservient. Right? Those men right there are scary, and I'm terrified of them. And they are called the red pill men. It's not easy to spot them, but they don't hide who they are in the first 2 days when you speak to them. Trust me. You're like, oh, no, you've been radicalized. You've been brainwashed. Your mind is corrupt. Kevin Samuels left behind his descendants. He left behind a disgusting legacy, in my opinion, right? He did nothing but talk bad about women, shake his hand, wave his head back and forth like a bitch, like a woman, like a female, as they will put it in those words. Right? He was nothing more than, what is it called? A snake oil salesman. Whose life have he improved since he died? Okay, do you think a person can buy the wrong gift for someone? Yeah, they can. But if you know the person, no, that's a lie. No, I don't think the wrong gift. I think gifts should be thought out and thought of, right? I give gifts. I gave a gift to someone. Remember the guy was telling you about we talking his birthday, and I told y'all we were supposed to go out. So it's his birthday. I give gifts. I give gifts. The holiday season, I give out gifts, give out money. Some people do that too during the holiday season. So it's the gift of giving and sharing and everything. And I took time to, because I don't know him that well. He don't know me that well, right? So I got something for him that would be useful. I feel like if you're going to give a gift, it should be useful, right? Because it's winter time. I ordered a hat and glove set, because it's your birthday. It's the winter time. You can use it. Something useful. It's nice. You could use it every day. So I feel like when you give gifts, you're supposed to have a open mind and know what the person like. And some people don't put enough thought in. They don't. They don't. Some people don't put enough thought in a gift. They don't. And that's why when Lasagna said, do you think a person can buy the wrong gift? Yeah. If they didn't put thought into it. If they just got it to say, hey, I got you a gift. That's it, purpose driven. So when she said, I bought my man just because it was an occasion, she bought him a Tumi. And if you look up Tumi is very elegant, sophisticated. If I see a man with a Tumi on, I think he has a good job, or he likes to look nice, or he has great taste, or he has great style. So this sick man goes to tell the woman, put her down, degrade her, demean her, and devalue her because he don't know any better. He's very ignorant in his views and points of views and his values, right? And I'm going to remind these people, Kevin Samuels died a coward. He died a coward. He never took responsibility for the stupidity that he may have infringed upon a group of young, impressionable men, thinking that his logic and his reasoning is the way to go. And when he may have went home, he probably spit in the mirror every single day because he hated himself so much. There are differences between men. That's not a man that I will learn from, look to, or even listen to for advice. So, and I just wanted to say with Danya, with failed relationships, that's the mentality of Kevin Samuels' descendants, right? Relationships don't have to be looked at as failed. There's no guarantees in a relationship at all. I don't have anything against marriage. If someone want to get married, whatever reasons you are getting married for, do it for the right reasons. Not the right reasons. Okay, people get married for the wrong reasons every day. If you get married, as long as you two consenting adults, as long as you're not marrying a fucking child, then, by all means, get married, right? I think marriage is a beautiful union between two beautiful people that love each other. Everyone is not cut out for marriage. Everyone don't think about marriage. Everyone don't want to get married. Every woman don't want to have children. Every woman don't have children. And that's the thing. A lot of people are held back by their ideologies and beliefs that hold us back as a world that could be so much better, right? I don't focus on people like if they have a child or not. I'm not going to sit there and question them why they don't have a child. If I meet someone and they say they don't want to have children, I'm not going to ask them why. I couldn't watch him either, Lasagna. I wonder if he even believes some of the things he said. I could not watch. No, but the crazy thing is when he went on, he went on Vlad TV, right? He was all buttoned up. Any man that button up like that, I feel like they hiding something. He wore suits every day. That shit is not attractive to everybody. What you think everybody... Suits are not comfortable. And I know that because, wearing clothes is not comfortable at all the time. So you button up in the suits trying to put out an image that you a man, you an alpha male, and you have so much experience and knowledge on these topics, and you can help the Black community. You did nothing. You're a sick man, right? People that he led astray are lost today. He was demeaning, devaluing. He devalued his audience. He devalued women, especially when he said that a woman has to be subservient and act like a dog. This is a man who I would not put past him sleeping with another man, right? Because he was so tough and so macho, right? An alpha male, they're scary people. They talk to you. They don't have no discipline. That's not a disciplined man, Kevin Samuels. He was not disciplined at all. He has no composure. He has no structure. He has no logic or reasoning. So when people, and there are women that glorify him and still can't like define who they are. How you glorify a man like Kevin Samuels, who was a creep, who died like a coward, who died at a young age, before the age of 60, allegedly next to a woman who allegedly probably have died. I just heard it in the atmosphere that he probably was getting high. So he's wanting men to follow him and take his ideas. And how is it that you giving someone else an idea and you want people to live how you would live and think how you would think? Like, that's not a man. That's a dictator. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like when people like these comments talking about, I hope these non-men have it, like these are the women that need a man, right? Non-men have it, need a man, right? If you need a man, then you're a needy person. That's it. That's all. If you need a man, then you're a needy person. Nobody can give me a logical put logic on it why a woman would need a man, right? If you are attractive to men and you want to be in a relationship, you want to be with a man and you desire a man, that's different from needing, right? I don't understand when men get so offended because we bruise their ego, because this is how Kevin Samuels tell you how men think, right? So a man that needs a subservient, submissive woman who's supposed to lead is the man that would have a woman that needs him. That's the pairing right there. A needy woman is the one who's going to be subservient, who's going to be submissive, who's going to let the man lead in the relationship. That's where that couple and parents come in at, right? I love my freedom. I love my independence. Any man that I'm with, it's not like, oh, we can't get a man. We know that there are a lot of men that think like you, and that think like this, failed relationship, not taking advice, whatever. I'm just saying, all women are not going to get up here and say, oh, I need a man, and nobody can explain to me what they need a man for, or what is their interpretation and definition of a man, right? Now you have these alpha males and sigma males that are mentally disturbed. And I'm going to go forward and say, I feel like they are mentally disturbed. That brings me to the point. And let me see, we got 47 minutes. I'll tell the story because this is a dating app. This is a dating. We're talking about dating. So I'm telling you my experiences. I told you about the other one. The other one is just in the neighborhood. We see each other high by. It's no need for me to like be on guard or be in fear of my life. I don't know. But I met a guy, me and Zachary walking. It was early in the morning and I'm about to cross the street. And he walks behind me and say good morning, right? Because I wasn't going to be looking around and say, oh, where he at? Like, I didn't say nothing at first because I didn't know he was talking to me. So when he stood next to me to cross the street with me and Zachary, he said good morning. And I said good morning. Right? He said, I think you're very beautiful. I'm like, thank you. I think when men say stupid shit like that, thank you very beautiful, it sounds fake. Very beautiful. All right. Just say I'm nice looking. I'm not trying to tell men how to talk or anyone how to talk, but I just feel like what it come across as. It sounds fake when you say, I think you're very beautiful. I'm not that beautiful to be very beautiful. Sorry. It's just a regular day. We talking and he introduced himself and, I introduced myself and he said, I like your freckles. I'm like, he said, do you like them? I said, no, I don't like them. He said, well, that's a part of who you are. Then he's like, I like your hair. You're not wearing any makeup. I felt like I was being like, my clothes were being like, how you say, ripped off of me with his like, I don't know, his view, right? I felt like he was scanning me. In his eyes, you can't. What? Look at Purpose Driven. wait, where's that comment? In his eyes, you can't be very beautiful. Something about you he adored. No, listen, don't join the gun. Purpose Driven, please. Okay. We walk in, he talking about, oh, you don't have no makeup. That's very condescending to your natural beauty. No, I'm not. I wear weaves. I wear lipstick. I wear highlighter. When I'm going out, I don't overdo it with makeup because I feel like makeup make me look older than what I am. He's like, you don't have a lot of makeup. Like that's why is that the first thing to say to a woman? And you don't know her like that. So what if I did have makeup? If you like women without makeup, then you talk to women without makeup. If you don't like women with makeup on, don't talk to a woman without makeup. So if you met a woman that's very beautiful with makeup on, are you going to say you have on too much makeup? So we walk in. This is how you know these fools that suck those red pills can't hide who they are. We walking and talking, we exchanging everything he was saying. It was like, this is the first meeting. We didn't even get down the block yet. His like love bombing, which people would say, his compliments was over the top. So that turned me off. So I said, you like a real Casanova, because that's how he sounded, like a Casanova on the first day. On the first day. Me either. He didn't say that. No, those red pill fools, they don't call you queen. I don't like when men say hello, queen. No, he didn't say that. He just said, how you doing? Good morning. He was, okay, the introduction right there was nice, right? He said, good morning. I said, good morning. We talking, and he's starting to say, oh, you're very beautiful. I'm like, okay, thank you, right? Then he proceeded to say, oh, you don't have on a lot of makeup. I like you. Like you are coming on a little bit too strongly. Too strongly. He like a naturally beautiful woman. But if he like a naturally beautiful woman, that's his preference. But for a man to say, oh, you're not wearing any makeup, as if a woman can't wear makeup, because I feel like if I see a guy and, I'm not going to just tell him something that I observed about himself that I wouldn't tell another person, right? So that's just like saying, oh, you got on a certain type of clothing. Like, oh, you wearing Jordans, like you're not wearing Nikes, like, come on. I think that was like a little bit, I think that was condescending and degrading to say, oh, you don't have on a lot of makeup. Like, if every girl you talk to don't have on makeup, you shouldn't have to tell them that, because that's your natural attraction, right? So you wouldn't be normally attracted to women that have on makeup. Like, I feel like if you have a preference, if you have an attraction to someone, what you thought that was going to compliment me, that's not a compliment. No, listen, y'all take enough for him. Maybe he was amazed by your natural beauty. I think a lot of men need to cap what they say, like put a stop on it, because a lot of women don't take it like as a compliment. I know when a man is being condescending, right? Because if you look at it, if you do research, and if you look deep into how they talk, they have their language. These red pill fools, these alpha males have these red pill fools that don't want women with makeup, that don't want women that have all the likings and the makings to be a beautiful woman. It's just like, come on now, you said I was beautiful, like, okay, and you're not wearing makeup. Okay, just say I'm beautiful. How you know I don't have on makeup? How you know I don't have on a perfect foundation? What? I had on lipstick, purple lipstick. That's my signature look. I wear purple lipstick, right? He was a creep, guys, a creep. I didn't take me long. I got down the block. He called me. He said, no, he texted me. He's like, oh, nice meeting you. I was like, yeah, it was nice meeting you too. He called me the next night. He was too persistent, like too persistent. It takes me 1 to 2 calls. If you're not interested in me, I'm not calling you, right? If I call you the same night, hi, how you doing? I was just, logging your phone in. But he was calling me about, no. I'm listening. I'm leaving the most disgusting part out, because, see, y'all taking up for him. He said to me the first time before we got across the street, he said, I like women with nice feet. No, he said, do you do a lot of walking? I'm like, what? What you mean? He said, I like women with nice feet. It's the winter time. You don't know me like that. What are you talking about? You're a creep. Right? How did we go from, oh, you're beautiful, you don't have any makeup, asking me, do I like to walk, and you telling me you like women with nice feet? You sound like a fucking psycho. And that's keeping it 100. Right? I know a creep when I see one. I have the beauty of having conversation with lots of people. right? So I'm like, that threw me off. So he called me, we talking and everything. He's like, oh, it's nice meeting you. You cool, whatever. He didn't say I was cool. He just said, it's nice meeting you. A weirdo. Thank you. Now you see, Lasagna. He sounds like he have a foot fetish. Then go to a foot fetish, like, I don't know. They have everything for everyone needs, right? Go and admire someone's foot, or go to one of those like kinky clubs and shit to tell someone, tell a woman, all you scanning her, telling her, oh, she's beautiful, she don't have on no makeup. I love pretty feet. Like, that's disgusting. You sound disgusting. Like, step back for a second. He made me feel creeped out. We talking on the phone the same night. He like, oh, and this is how I know, like, men have no control. Men like this, we we did not hear the entire conversation. Men like this that think, like, I weed out the unlikelies off top. I give people a chance, and I told him that I don't judge people. I don't. But if you're stupid and you're dumb and you're not thinking with logic or reason, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. We wouldn't have any type of things to be, how you say it, interested in, because you have a warped mindset to tell a woman, oh, if you don't have pretty feet, that's a deal breaker. I'm like, you have other options, don't you? What? I don't know you like that. You are a stranger. A stranger. That's what you are. A stranger. Your conversation is a little bit too personal. There's some weirdos out there. He was a weird weirdo because I called him a Casanova. He's like, yeah, he called Casanova a psychopath. Was Casanova a psychopath, or was he just an extremely charming man? Like, he may have been a psychopath, but this man was a psychopath and he couldn't hide it. I'm 42. He was 44. I thought that was a nice age. He asking me. I'm like, listen, and that's the thing when men start to ask you questions that they don't have to ask off top. Like, he was telling me he got kids. I'm like, that's nice. I was telling him about my kids. That's nice. So he telling me, because he wanted sex. That's what he wanted. He started off by trying to soften the blow. He's like, your lips are so beautiful. Are you affectionate? What? Why are you asking me all this shit? What woman have you met that you can ask her all these questions on the first day? Talking about my feet. Your lips are sexy, especially your bottom lip. Are you affectionate? These are the signs of a mentally ill person. There's no real men that I've known. And I'm not saying real men don't exist, but in my book, men don't think like that. If your feet are not pretty, it's a deal breaker. I'm like, what? I said, well, then you have other options, such and such. That's why it's good to have options. Talking about it's a deal breaker. What you think I'm going to go out there and manicure, pedicure for you, and I just don't know you? Are you crazy? That's crazy that he was so aggressive. He was very aggressive. We talking, he cut everything I said, he cut off. I said to him, and you know how people characters are weak. I'm going to show you that I listen. And when y'all get to know me and you be like, yo, Bronx girl really do listen. And she do pay attention. I have, for me, and if y'all don't know, it's like interpersonal. That's just who I am. I'm listening. I'm empathetic. I'm all the things people think I'm not. So I give people chances. And should I have accepted him? I accept him for who he is, but I'm not going to tolerate him. I don't want to get to know him. He cut me off when I was talking, and I said, oh, you work out, we can go work out together. He was like, I'm going to work you out. Like, I'm like, everything you have said to me was nothing more than a plea for sex. Good morning, Zeus the Massive. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Zeus. Thank you for coming to the chat. I'm just saying, women, I'm dating because I know there are married women in my chat. I know there's single women in my chat. I'm sharing my experiences with y'all, with men that think they have so much power and so bold and so aggressive to us women to try to intimidate us or think we receive what they're thinking. Well, like, okay, he told me, oh, and this is the thing. This is why I love talking to my audience of women and men. I'm telling y'all how men think. They letting us know how we think. I feel like if you want to get into the mind of a man, listen to R&B music, right? And I'm not talking about that sick, disgusting, perverted R. Kelly. His music went out the door 20 years ago. And these are the facts. I'm talking about men that probably from Motown age, shout out to Detroit. I listen to their music just to get in the mind of a man. And the men that sing R&B songs that I've listened to, I don't want to name it because I'm gonna get the best show I can from here on out. Like, that's how you, excuse me, I think that's a lead way into how men think. Men are soft, men are loving, compassionate. But then when you meet a man like this one, talking about, a deal breaker, if you don't have pretty feet, that's a deal breaker. I don't know you like that. What, you want me to send you a picture of my feet? That's not happening, right? So we talking, and he's sitting there lying to me. And he said, well, first of all, he slipped up and said that he told me he didn't have no kids. No, excuse me, I'm sorry. He said he didn't have no girl, but he slipped up and said, oh, yeah, I be chilling. And while my kid's mother go, I just be chilling in the house. I'm like, oh, so you live with your girlfriend? He said, no, when I used to. What? Doing well. Just got done walking my dog. He about 245 pounds. Really? Your dog got to lose some weight, Zeus. And listen, 245, that's a lot for a little dog. I don't know the pedigree of the dog, but I just assume that's a little bit too much weight. So we talking. He proceeds to, he was cutting me off. And this is how you get to know people. And I'm just want my audience just to follow me for a moment. I'm telling him about, my son. I'm like, I have older sons and, I take care of my father. He's sick. He has cancer. So do you think this man that I'm talking to, or any person that has human decency, right? Did he offer any compassion? Usually when someone says something that they are going through, even if it's a stranger, you be like, oh, I'm taking care of my father. He has cancer. The first thing they say is what? I'm sorry to hear that you're going through this. I hope your father, gets well. Some words of sentiments. He had nothing. It came up again in the conversation. He had no sentiments at all. That's not the type of person I would want to get to know on that type of basis. You don't have no compassion for women. You're not hiding who you are, right? Boom. And I'm glad the ladies are in here and the men are in here, since I was like, oh, he's telling you about your natural beauty. No, that's love bombing right there. One compliment serves me right. Okay, some men, they go overboard. Like, if you already lusting over me the first second you meet me, that's a problem. You're going to have a problem with me in the long run, because I'm going to always contend to look like this. So he telling me that he haven't had sex in 2 months, but that didn't come up at first. He brought another girl up. He's like, yeah, because I met this girl. She was crazy. And I told her that I was coming out there to see her. And when I told her I couldn't make it, she started going buck wild crazy, throwing shit, turning shit up. I'm like, you missing something. Why would she go crazy because you said that you wasn't coming to see her? You're missing something. So he heard what I said. He said, you think I'm missing something? I'm like, yeah. He said, I'm not missing nothing. She went crazy. Why would she? And I said, what, no strings was attached? He said, no strings attached. Why would she go crazy and throwing shit because you wasn't coming to her house? You know what you did? You flaked on her at the last moment. You had her thinking, got her gassed up, because this is just me being a detective and seeing and giving my insight and my perspective. What he did was he probably was like, oh, I'm going to come see you. They planned it and I'm going to come see you tonight. And he bailed out at the last moment, right? She didn't go crazy. She probably tired of your shit. You are a problem. Another red flag for me is when we was talking about the dogs. He said he had 5 dogs, right? I'm like, what? How do you make time for humans? See, I had to interact with him in this conversation because he was very sarcastic, cutting me off, not letting me speak, talking about but when I did shut him down about him talking to me about sex, I'm like, listen, I'm not a hoe. There are hoes out there that are willing to participate. You can find them if you pay the right amount of money. That's the thing. Men want a cheap thrill, but they don't want to pay the money. A cheap thrill costs money. If you go to a strip club and you want extras, $300, y'all don't have that type of money. And that's the sad part. You want what you want. That's why you take the the short end of the stick and settle. And I'm not saying we all settle. It's nothing wrong with settling. If as long as it makes you happy, and you turn it into having a subservient, submissive woman, a woman with low self-esteem. We're not going to even get into the idea that I feel like women that are married. No offense to and I'm not going to say no offense. I'm just going to go out and say it because I don't want anyone to think I'm being fake about it. I feel like women that get married and they become something that they're not to impress or for a man to love them the way they want them to love. Those are the biggest hoes ever. You talking about you can't turn a hoe into your housewife. Hoes are turned into housewives all the time, and they make good housewives. They just do it a little better than us that's not willing to go through that bullshit. Good morning, Ann. That's all I'm saying. So we talking, and he had 5 dogs, and we was talking while he was walking his dogs, and I was telling him that, and this is the thing, and I'm telling him where I live. He's like, and before I could get where I lived out and the situation around it, I was like, I live in such and such. He's like, oh, you so bougie. I'm like, I had to flip on him. Don't call me bougie. Don't call me out my name. Like, you know, I'm not bougie. Why? Because I said where I live. I didn't even finish my sentence before you cut out, before you found out where I said I lived. Right? He said, do you think it's psychological? And y'all put up your comments in the chat, please, if you have a dog. Oh, Zeus the Massive, I hope it's still in here. You know, if you are a dog lover, and just being a human being walking around the world, wherever you're from, near and far, we here. If you haven't liked, comment, be sure to do so and subscribe. It helps grow the platform. It gets better from here, right? He said, do you think it's psychological? Now, this is a 44-year-old man talking to a 42-year-old woman. Do you think it's psychological that people don't pick up their dog shit? I was like, what? What does that mean? Is it psychological? Common sense, if common sense is psychological, if psychological is having integrity and values and morals, right? I think it's moral and valuable and you have great character when you pick up your dog shit. If y'all come to New York now, in the part that I'm living in, right? People just don't care. They leave their dog shit behind. I wear nice shoes. I have to pick Zachary up so he won't step in dog shit. So you telling me you're a 44-year-old man and you think it's psychological or making excuses for why some people don't pick up their dog shit. I guess he was trying to say people are product of their environment. I don't believe that shit. You're a grown-ass man. Pick up your dog shit. And anyone else out there that have a dog, you should be responsible enough to clean up behind them. Then when he said that 3 of his dogs sleep in his bed, ew. I knew. First of all, I'm not dating no guys with a lot of children. I'm just saying I'm not. And that's not to hold anything against the man, and that's not to be prejudiced or discriminatory. I don't care about the baby mama culture. I'm just saying, like, that's like a man coming up to me and saying, oh, I meet a man, and he telling me, oh, he got like 17 kids, but asking me my body count. Wait, you asking me my body count, but you have 17 children? Y'all don't be thinking. So we ended the conversation because I had to let him know, oh, you thought I was one of those hood bitches that you could just talk to and that is in dire need for a man. There are women that need a man and will say they need a man, and you are the perfect man for them, right? So the needy woman that needs the man, he is an example of what a needy woman who wants and who needs a man. They will be the perfect parent. Right? Because she could get past that shit. I can't get past it. I'm sorry. I don't judge. I don't do none of that. I just don't. I accept people for who they are, but I don't have to tolerate it. You know, he just said too many things at once. Like he was all about sex, talking about, and that's how you know these red pill fools that pop their pills before they come and talk to a woman. They pop it, the red pills, and they take it. And they start becoming real dumb. He said, oh, you're not going to control me. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. And I told you already, you don't got to sugarcoat nothing. Why don't you go find a whore and pay for it? Pay for your services. Services is not free over here at all. Even if you thought I was a hoe, which I'm not. But all women have the skills to be a hoe. Right? Pay for what you want. He said he didn't have sex in 2 months. Okay, so go pay what? If you can't afford the upper class woman $300 and up, you know, and I damn sure know you can't afford no elite fucking woman $1,200 and up, escort service. to meet your needs. You're a man, right? You have needs. Pay for what you want. There's nothing wrong with a man paying for sex. And there's nothing wrong with a woman taking money for sex. I don't look down on that shit, right? Because push come to shove, prostitution was the oldest occupation, right? That a woman, job, skill that a woman can have. Right? So you mean to tell me, oh, a woman should be looked down on because she has sex, she don't have sex for free and she got kids to feed? Maybe she's doing it responsibly. I'm just saying, do it responsibly, do it consently, both consenting. But for you to think that you just gonna like win me over with your fake ass compliments and your empty promises because I said, oh, you're nice looking. He was nice looking, right? But he was kind of dumb. I don't like dumb men at all. But men think women are dumb and stupid and unreasonable and logical. He was an emotional wreck. look, I didn't even see the comments. I love y'all. Mary is in the building. How you doing? Oh my gosh, Mary can relate. Really? Wait a second. Cleaning up after people's dogs is horrible. It is horrible. I'm going to start saying that. That is horrible that you left your dog shit on the ground. I promise you, Mary, that's going to be the word I use. Horrible is accurate out here in the Bronx. Yes. Yes. You notice it too? I paid $8,000 because two of my dogs quote something from outside. Oh my gosh. That's so sad, Mary. That's not right. I'm sorry that your dogs had to go through that. You know what I mean? Dogs have souls too. I'm just saying. I'm not, Mary, you are so right. And I'm telling you, like, I live in a concourse area, Mary, just to give you an idea about the courthouses. All up and down through there. They trying to renovate and reinvent the Bronx and making it up and coming and make it look like, you know, a vision of beauty. But people are just dog shit everywhere. So when he said that he had 5 dogs and is it psychological, that's an inconvenience. I said, no. He said, so by me talking to you, do you think I clean up my dog shit? No, that's a character flaw. You don't pick up your dog shit. You need to. That's an inconvenience and it's horrible. You awful person. Wait, let me see, Lasagna. Wait, I negotiate all the time with my husband. I know it's the same thing. It's not this. It's not the same, my man. Listen, women are looked at as subjects and objects, right? So I'm not saying that. All right, maybe I shouldn't say married women are the biggest, highest paid whores, right? I feel like when you get married, there's things you have to do because you love your husband, because you took a vow, you took an oath, right? Right. So that means y'all love each other so much that you would compromise. I feel like when it comes to sex, married women have the more whorish qualities. Let me stop. I feel like married women are treated, and they don't know because y'all married, and you wouldn't say, oh, you treating me like a whore. Like, I feel like that's why men marry women, because this is the one that they could whore out in the bed, right? So as opposed to someone like me not having sex with someone that, I don't know, I'm going to be honest, like, you know, most men, right, they like rough, crazy sex. And there's women like me that I would definitely have to be madly in love with you for you to rip me to shreds or just to fuck my brains out. No, I don't love no man like that. But I have like had cases like that, probably 1 or 2 guys that like rough sex. That's what I'm saying about whores, and they have to do things that a single woman wouldn't have to do. You know, a lot of people say marriages is just a certificate. It's more than a certificate, you know? It's a responsibility. It's a union. Everyone don't have to get married to have this type of union. I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you know, that's my perspective and my insight on married women. There's nothing wrong with it, right? I feel like, you know, there's things like the sign, he said, you have to negotiate. Yeah, you do have to negotiate sometimes, and that's nothing wrong with it. That's a marriage. That's a union. That's a friendship. That's a partnership. You know what I mean? Like, I would negotiate with my husband too. Like, oh, so you want me to do this to you? I want that $1,200 if he got that much. If I work with the pockets, but if I marry him, he got to deposit $1,200 in my account the next day for me to buy those shoes I want, because he asking for special requests. They ask for special requests. And that's why when women say they got to submit to their husbands, and the man got to lead, I just think it's full of malarkey, and I think it's bullshit. I don't think men are intelligent enough to lead. And what are you leading? And what type of leadership? And why would I follow you and you're leading? And how would I get 50-50 out of the relationship? So that just goes to show you, when a woman submits and be submissive to her husband, if that's what she like, that's what she like. If it's between two consenting adults, okay, but that's not something that I would promote. Being submissive to your husband, we come too far not to be treated like slaves. Like, that's just the ego stroke of giving your man, stroking his ego. Stroke your man ego in a much more healthier way to improve his needs and meet his needs that's not met. Being submissive is not going to do it. It's giving him a false sense of security. And this is why I feel like the men that are angry today and are in the world today, going through the world with anger and malice in their heart, because they don't know how to process their feelings, because they are told that in order for you to be a manly man or man's man, or looked at as a man that wants respect, you have to just suppress who you are. You cannot shed or share or exhibit any type of emotions. And that is the type of man that go and damage an innocent, beautiful woman. Okay. You know what I mean? So, Mary, yes, okay. But the house is very, yes. We're going to listen. We all going to bring it together, Mary. Believe that. It is. And so, and that's what I mean. I know I get like, I know how to meet the needs of a man. Like, what type of woman don't? Whether it's you just preparing his dinner every night. If that's what he asks for, that's what he asks for. But it shouldn't be a mandate. It shouldn't be a rule. It shouldn't be like like how you say it, not a compromise. It shouldn't be like a priority. Right? So when women come forward and say women that are married submit to their husbands, that's a slave that you are becoming. You don't have no, and that's the one that the women out there that go against women that value their independence and their strength and their strong mentalities, and don't let no one come knock them down because they think they have low self-esteem. Women with low self-esteem, women that don't have too many things going for themselves, women that need an outlet, I feel, are the ones that are willingly going to submit. Someone like myself and many women in this chat, we have our own minds. We are independent of our own thoughts. We still can, take care of a man's needs, wants and needs, but to be bound by those rules and to be obligated to do so or mandated to do so, it just changed the dynamics. I would never love a man that I have to walk on eggshells around. Men don't receive women well. If they receive women well, then they will look at them as if they're human and not dogs. This have just been proven evidence that men hate women, and they just use an excuse to say, if a woman don't submit, if a woman don't do this, if a woman, they have all types of words. And just like that guy was like, you're difficult. I'm like, I know. I said, many stupid people can't catch up with me. Only stupid people call you difficult. Like, it's not that hard to comprehend who I am. Like, bullshit is out the door. If you want to come and you want to play games with me and you want to have a game of bullshit going on, you're not going to win. Excuse me. You're not going to win. So men have used these phrase words like, you're difficult. So what? Do something about it. You're stupid. I'm difficult and you're stupid. Mismatch. Okay? We're mismatched. You don't even know who you are as a person You can't even identify who you are as a man and as a person and know what you want out of life and where you want to go in life. But you calling someone else difficult because you projecting your emotions on a woman that is confident and a woman that can sit by herself and that don't need a man, and she is not scared to say she don't need a man. Now if I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship, right? I just want any woman that go against and say they have a different of opinion. When women say they don't need a man, they can't even define that. They can't even define what a man is, right? A lot of women don't even like stroking their man ego. You talking about you need a man. A lot of women don't know how to stroke a man ego, right? In a positive, healthy way. It's okay to tell your man that he is beautiful. I'm not lying. I'm not saying lying, say, oh, he got a big whatever. He don't. That's just lying. If I could see that you don't have a big one and you could see I don't have a big one and I tell you you have a big one, that's lying. And you know I'm lying. That's all I have to say about that situation. And when people say, oh, well, failed relationships, what you mean? Nothing is guaranteed. And those are the ones that are stunted in their growth. Those are the ones that have a fixed mindset. Those are the ones that has been brainwashed and manipulated. Those are the ones that don't have a sense of security, giving men a sense of entitlement, right? I'm not going to, if a man come out, usually when a woman first gets to know a man, like I let all these men lead and me getting to know them to veer off and say, nah, I'm good. I don't take shit from nobody. I would never take shit from a man. I mean, you go be in a relationship, you have your ups and downs and your differences, but to take shit so early in the process, red flags are being thrown like on day one. Nah, I'm not surrendering. That's it. That's all. Right. And I know I could be harsh, but I don't care. Right. My advice, so to speak, my experiences are a little bit different from most. We have the same experience and we can relate to each other in more ways than one. But when, me, myself, someone that knows who I am and knows what I want, and I meet someone who think they're teaching me something, okay, we all can learn. But when you come in and you have all this baggage, right, and you projecting your fears and your hate and your bigotry and your discrimination, your prejudice against me, someone that is not about that life, then that's like a disservice, right? There are people, there's someone for everyone, and I believe in that. And I just hope that with this relationships talk commentary, I can at least learn from everyone in the chat. I can learn, and they can learn from me, right? I just don't make broad statements like to get picked. There are a group of pick me girls that would say the stupidest, dumbest shit. I heard one lady, and I'm going to end the live. I heard one lady screaming on her live talking about women are supposed to be seen and not heard. This is a woman that said this shit. This is a woman that was screaming this shit. Women are supposed to be heard. I mean, yeah, women are supposed to be seen, not heard. Like, you sound stupid. Like, you just sound crazy. Like, for you to think that that's okay for you to say some stupid shit like that. A feminist, if you don't know what a feminist is an advocate of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes. A man could be a feminist too, a person who supports feminism, right? So I just feel like, right, women didn't have rights. We came so far. Thank you to all the women this is March International Women's Month. Like, shout out to all the women that came before us and made it happen and made it possible for us to work, for us to vote, for us to be just not seen, but also heard too. All right. So I just feel like people, there are probably extreme feminists out there that hate a man in the drop of a dime, but that don't apply to everyone. Everyone have their beliefs and ideology. I just I just feel like, oh, thank you, Lasadia. Lasadia is the sweetest sensation. I love what I do. I'm going to improve what I do. I'm not scared of what I do. I'm not scared to go after, and I'm just not after, but back anyone into a corner and push back on their beliefs. Women are beautiful. Everyone have a different set of personality traits. I'm just saying women are born beautiful. We are all born into this world ignorant. And I just can't see me blaming my parents or things that I have gone through without taking responsibility or accountability for myself, right? Everything get blamed on women now. Women blaming women, men blaming women. And women get blamed for everything. And that's not right. Morning, Jam 66. Let me see. Is one. Oh yeah, I gotta end the live. This excuse me, I got a little cold. This live was just, short and sweet. I don't care if I got 32 people in here. I don't care if I have 5 people in here. What I'm not going to do is just talk about people I have no interest in, but this panel is open for all topics. And before I go and end the live, do anybody have anything they wanted to share, or just drop in the comments and talk about, for the future? For the live, or anything that was on their mind to discuss. This is your opportunity to do it. It's Freestyle Friday. I have been seeing what's going on other sectors, and I'm still not impressed. It's the same old repeated bullshit. It's nothing to talk about from my perspective. But before I end the live, if anyone want to just talk about anything that they have on your mind, you're free to talk about it. I just want everyone to have a great day. Oh yeah, I want everyone to have a great day, a safe day, a safe Friday. Let me see. Hey Jam. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Lasagna. Lasagna's welcoming Jam to the chat. I'll be back Monday talking about topics. If you didn't hear me in the beginning, this is a variety show. We talk about trending, popular topics, but we just bring it in an unconventional way. We don't conform. We are non-conformists over here. We don't wait to be told what to do or wait for an opportunity to. No, we don't do that. We go at it full throttle. That's how I see it. So if that's with that being said, I would like to just thank everyone for joining in and listening to my live. I would like to thank everyone just for supporting me, my community. I hope everyone and wish everyone a good Friday. Thank you, Jam, for coming in and listening. Thank you, Lasagna. Thank you, Mary. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Ann Fleming, Zeus, Purpose Driven. Thank y'all. I appreciate you. I hope to see you Monday. Burgundy Eyes, Cassandra, Laverne, Chocolate 47, and Coco Love. Thank you, chat. Have a great day. Lasagna, you the best. You the best. Have a great weekend. I'm going to search for some, let me see, challenge. Thank you. Oh boy, I'm scared. Thank you, Lasagna. And I will do just that. Thank you.